everybody and welcome back. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification button so you get notified of all my new videos. All right, we're halfway through the tour. I mean, it's gone so fast. But what is more shocking than that is not only are we halfway through the tour, but it hasn't rained on us yet. I know we had that tiny little bit of rain when we were at Drum Castle, enough for Katie to win the sweepstake, but not enough to really count as a wet show. And the temperature still continues to be hot. Unlike what we're used to, which is temperatures in 18 to 22 degrees, we're looking at temperatures in the high 20s and in the 30s, which for Britain is, well, it's just unheard of. But anyway, you don't need to listen to me ramble. Let's go straight to Cockington Court, which is our first venue of this video, and see how we're getting on. Good afternoon. Heat update from Cockington Court. Still hot.
I literally want it to rain.
Yeah.
I want it to rain. That's...
This is Chris doing what I think is some kind of a rain dance, but I'm not entirely sure. It happened! We have had our first wet-in. For those of you non-theatre people out there, when we bring our kit and our props and our stage into the venue, that is called a get-in. The reverse when we take it out the end is a get-out. Nice and simple. So on a wet day, a get-in becomes a wet-in. If I'm going to come over to the stage, you should be able to see it. It's proper. Look at that! We've had a proper wet-in today. It's absolutely brilliant. And we're enjoying it. Now, if this carries on from now like this for the next few weeks, we're going to stop enjoying it. But right now, this is the first time we've seen rain since rehearsals. We're over halfway into our tour, so yay, rain. I don't know if you can see, I've still got my sunglasses on because it's actually very bright despite the rain, but the rain is still falling even as I'm videoing. So yay. And I'm wearing modelling another tankini today, ideal for this kind of weather. However, it stayed dry for the show, which makes it 25 shows since we have seen any proper rain. We weren't complaining though, because one of our producers was in that night, so we got some lovely photographs of the show, which you can see on your screen now. Good afternoon everybody, we're here at Arlington Court today and we are battling the touring actor's worst enemy, which is actually not rain, it is wind. I don't know if you can hear it through the trees. It's not too bad at the moment, but every so often it picks up and it can be very gusty. Now we do a couple of things to make sure that our set is safe during that. You can see behind me we've got these big ratchet straps acting as guy ropes on our tent to prevent that from blowing away. And then you may have seen these in other videos that I've done. We have these big struts here. These protect the set. So if the wind blows onto the set, it'll stop them from the flats from blowing and buckling in the wind. Now we're quite lucky today. The wind is blowing in the right direction. It's blowing from over there and it's going to blow towards the audience, which means our voices will get carried towards them. On a day when you have to set up and the wind is blowing against you, it's really difficult because you have to speak over it. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear in the wind or if you can see with my hair. Yeah, there we go. But it is really windy here today. It's our first windy show. We haven't had one yet. I've done it before on other shows. Windiest show I think I've ever done was at Harlech, where I was getting some brilliant laughs during one of my speeches. And I thought, this is good. I mean, I know this speech is funny, but it isn't normally this funny. And then I found out later that my cast member Emma was doing a bit of a Marilyn Monroe behind me. And that's why she was getting the laughs. So hopefully, anyway, we'll have a good evening this evening. There is a possibility of rain. You can see some slightly dark clouds over there, but we're getting sunny patches, so yeah, hopefully should be good fun. But our first windy show. What's that noise? And this is rain. This is Illyria rain. We waited half an hour tour for this. Rain. Now this is what a British open air summer tour is about. It was raining sideways and now look! Look at that sky. It's now beautifully sunny. So, since it's your first open air tour, Chris, and that was your first wet show, how are you feeling?
I feel fine right now, but I feel like I'm going to be ill tomorrow.
The rain continued the next day, but very kindly stopped just in time for us to arrive at our next venue, which was Penley Park. Good evening, everybody. Here we are in Penley, in our dressing room in the forest. I love this venue. We don't have a tent here, so if I take you through with me, can I back through here? Have to be quiet because I can hear the audience in through there. So here we are. Back of our stage is here. The audience, obviously just the other side there. So we come off stage, we come through here, through this lovely thing, and we go rushing through here, whee, into our dressing room in the forest. That was Chris. I think it's brilliant. We've got lights as well. I don't remember these last year. So we've got pretty fairy lights to adorn our costumes. So yes, this is one of my favourite dressing rooms that I've been in. And that is the ceiling. Oh, look, there's a Barry, also known as a Dave. He's playing hide and seek. You can still see his foot though, so there we go. Anyway, folks, I need to get myself ready for the show because I think we start probably in about 15 minutes or so. So I need to go and check out my costumes because everything's slightly different today. Here we go.
You spurned me such a day. Another time you called me dog, and for these courtesies I'll lend you thus much money. I must like to call this famous money, lend it not just to thy friends, for when it friendship take a breed of barren metals spread. But lend it rather to thine enemy, who if he break thou mayst with better face.
Very busy in this bit.
Why look you how you stood.
We're done, and now we're walking as fast as we possibly can to the pub.
Away, Nikki.
Yay!
I'm not making love. Come on.
Literally streaking ahead. The man has a thirst on. Cheers! The next day we had a day off, which included surfing, swimming, eating, playing crazy golf, and more eating. We do like our food. So today's venue is a little bit different. Here are our shirts, part of our basics, hanging up in our dressing room. That should give you a little clue as to why it's so different. So let me go through here. Lovely, past our vans where we're parked. We'll cross over through here, come in through this entrance, and we are inside today. But we're also outside. So you can see we are an indoor-outdoor venue. Oh, there is the lovely David again. And also you can see over here today we are drying out our tent. We're not using that today, but we got very wet at Arlington Court. So that is just taking a little bit of time to dry out. Indoor venues are always very different for us because we're so used to bellowing and being loud. And as you can probably hear, there's a slight echo off my voice already, and I'm talking really quietly. This venue, although it is indoors, is also outdoors. If I pan the camera, you might be able to see the gaps around the canopy. So if it is lashing it down with rain, we're going to know. If it is baking hot, we're going to know. And I think even if it isn't baking hot, we're probably still going to be quite warm in here because we're under lights today. So it's a great fusion of the indoors and the outdoors. This venue is Sturt's Theatre, which is near Liskeard. I think I've pronounced that right. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about today actually was our stage. What's lovely about being at this particular venue is you can see the floor is nice and flat. When we're outside, quite often the grass can be going down a hill or ups and downs, so we have to adjust our stage to compensate for that. So you've seen this before. This is our lovely steel deck. But if you come down here at the back and have a little look, so it's supported on these poles here, these legs. If I turn the camera, so you can see, and each of these legs sits on a foot, and these foots have this here, which turns, so you can screw it down or up, so you can lower or raise, depending on what we need to do to adjust. Now today, because we're on a nice flat floor, we don't have to change the height, like they're all pretty much the same across the whole of the stage. But some days they can be really high one end and really short the other, so it does make it interesting.
Ding dong bell. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Just practicing the music because we're really good.
Thank you.
Really good. We had an incredible evening at Sturt's. I adored performing there. The audience were amazing. And at the end, I really didn't think they were going to stop clapping. So if you were one of those wonderful audience members, then thank you so much. And I cannot wait to come back and perform at this venue again. There we go. End of the night.